Will Google Ads work for my business? This is a question I get a ton from potential clients that are coming on board with us. And there's several factors that we look at when it comes to the viability of somebody's business or e-commerce store when it comes to marketing on Google Ads. I'm going to go over each of those, but first I want to talk about what is Google Ads and how does it operate. Now, the idea of Google Ads is pretty simple, right? It's showing ads on Google's networks. That could be PPC search, it could be display, it could be YouTube. Google owns YouTube. Most people know that, some people don't. But really the key is the demand-based targetability. So what I mean by that is when someone's searching a keyword and they're looking for the exact type of product or service that they're aiming to purchase or take action on, you're going after somebody who's very low funnel. It's not like Facebook, Instagram, where it's more pattern interrupt. You're breaking into their day and hoping that you either by chance want what you have to offer or you can convince them to get what you have to offer. On Google, these people are intentionally looking for your product or service. Your goal is to capture them and convince them that you're the right person for them to buy with or make a transaction with. So that's the beauty of Google. It's very black and white. You don't have to question the traffic as a variable. You really know black and white. If you get the right traffic and it doesn't convert, okay, what's going on with your branding, your assets, your product to not allow that traffic to convert? If it does convert, great, you can scale into it. And that's why we love it as a platform. But one of the other big things on Google that allows you to even market onto it is there demand on the platform for what you have to sell? And that ties into what I was talking about when it comes to low funnel, low hanging fruit types of individual who have the intention of doing something. When it comes to Google Ads, you're stuck within the amount of people who are searching certain terms if you're doing search network marketing. So what that means is when you're marketing after certain keywords, there's going to be a certain point where you can't scale farther into that keyword type because there's simply not enough people searching it. And that's why you're going to really group together keywords that are similar to each other or scale into different keyword types like we talked about in other videos. But the key there is the demand exists in the first place. So what you're going to do is you're going to do some keyword research. You can go into Google Search Planner tool. We talked about how to use this in other videos, and you can see exactly how many people are searching for the types of terms you want to target. And if you have a large enough market there, then of course it makes sense to scale into it. You might find that there might not be people searching for those terms, and then you can see if there's other terms like those that you can go after, or if there's nothing at all, then you might want to create the market on something like Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube even. So the key there is, does the demand exist? If it doesn't exist, that means you have to create the demand, which you get into more content style marketing. Another point to talk on is going to be the margins for your product or service. Now, Google notoriously is a bit more expensive because they know they're selling very high quality traffic compared to Facebook, where you get a little bit cheaper on the CPM side, but they won't convert as well on the back end. Google has more expensive ad space, but because it's so heavy on the intent type of traffic, you're able to convert them at a much higher rate on the back end when it comes to purchases or taking an action. So the thing is there, because it's a little more expensive, you generally want to have a product or service that has higher margins, because if you can get consistency of lead gen or purchases on Google and it's a little bit more expensive, the consistency will be amazing, but you have to have the actual margin to sustain that consistency and make sure you can make money with this type of traffic. So there's definitely pros and cons to both different platforms, but when it comes to Google Ads, it's more expensive because it's more consistent and you also can farm the best possible traffic without guessing into audience types and different demographics, stuff like that. So that leads into the size of the market and the scalability that you can get into for that market. All of this comes full circle. The biggest thing is because people are searching terms and you're stuck within search volume, it's not a infinite market, right? That's where at some point you have to create demand or go after different types of keywords. So at some point, like I mentioned, you're not so much scaling infinitely into one type of keyword. You're going to do what we call scaling horizontally. So you're going to go after the keywords that make sense first. Once you max out on the amount of people that you can convert for that type of keyword, you're going to go to the next one and the next one, and the next one. It's not like Facebook where you might have a couple winning campaigns that you can just keep dumping money into. On Google, you're going to max out the amount of traffic you can go after in a campaign type with the targeting that's in that campaign. And then you're going to go to the next one and the next one. And the other ones that you figured out up to that point are going to be super, super consistent. And you're going to leave those alone for the most part. Of course, if you can ever increase budget, you're going to want to do that. But in most cases, they're going to be super consistent. It's going to be a great foundation to your account. And then you're going to go into new traffic types, new tests, new keywords, whatever it is. You're going to keep stacking those. So it's kind of like this instead of just being one big straight line. So there's definitely pros and cons. Like I mentioned, in most cases, Google's super viable for most business types. It could depend on a couple of variables for your unique situation, but we always recommend testing. And then from the profitability of those tests, growing from there and really self-funding the scale on the platform. If you like this video and you want more videos on how to actually scale Google Ads and the best ways to build campaigns, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Also check out our socials where we post daily small tips on how to scale Google and make you more money. Thanks for watching.